Welcome to cooking cheap, easy, and tasty meals. I'm going to make a small batch of No-Knead homemade pita bread. We start with 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. 1 cup, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 1 3/4. To this we are going to add about 1/2 of a teaspoon of kosher salt, about 1/2 teaspoon of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of yeast, and this is instant yeast. 1 tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to do it by teaspoon. 1, 2, 3. So that's 1 tablespoon of olive oil, which I added to the water, and I'm using extra virgin olive oil. Now I'm going to mix up the yeast and salt and sugar in the flour just until it's well mixed. And then I'm going to combine this until we have a shaggy dough. So now I'm going to finish it up by hand and see if I need any more water or flour, but I think we're going to be fine. I just want to make sure that all the flour is mixed in. And since I threw some out on the counter, I'm sure I'm going to probably have enough. Okay, so I'm a klutz, what can I say? I'm just trying to mix the flour into the dough. Make sure I get the moistened part on the dry flour. That's a nice shaggy dough. I think I'm going to add a tad more water. Just a tiny bit. That was about a teaspoon. Just to make sure that I get all the flour on the sides back mixed in and that it all comes together. I'd say that's just about perfect. I'm going to cover this with plastic wrap and set it aside for 24 hours and let it rise. Probably 12 hours would be enough, but I suspect I won't get back to this until tomorrow morning. Okay, it's been about 24 hours, and you can see that the dough has risen nicely. So the next thing we want to do is put a little flour down, spread it out, and then dump this out onto the floured surface. Now this is a really sticky dough. Not as sticky as some, but stickier than others. So you want to make sure you keep flour down or it's going to stick. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'll flatten it out, just like that. Pull it in a few times, try and make a ball. Roll it over, twist it like that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is cut it. Now this is really supposed to probably be 5 different ones. So the truth is, I'm not sure I can make 5 evenly without a scale. Pull the scale out. Now this actually weighs a little over 14 ounces. So what we're going to try and do is get about 3 ounces for each one of these. Now, we'll see how I did. I would say I did poorly, but we'll see. All right, this one is 3 1/3. Take a little off. Put a little back on. That's pretty close. This one is, again, about 3 1/3. That's about 3. Put this one on. That's about 3. This one is Well, right on the money, 3. I'm gonna add that to that. That's gonna be close enough. Okay, so now I'm gonna take these and roll them back like this, make little balls. I'm not that concerned about they're all exactly the same size anyway, so it's not a problem. I'm just pulling the corners in, just trying to round it up, tighten the surface of the bread on top. And then I'm going to take it and turn it like that. I'm doing it like that to try and get the bottom smooth. We're not finished yet, so now, see, when you do that, it's supposed to tighten this up at the bottom, but we're not quite getting there yet. So, okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover these up and let them rise for a couple of hours. It's been a couple hours. They've risen quite nicely. I'm going to put a little flour down that I can spread. Scrape these up. Make sure that they're got a lot of flour on them. All right. Now, so now I've got these nice little balls of dough. I'm going to spread them out. And I'll take my rolling pin. I have a little tiny rolling pin just for this. I'm going to roll them out. We'll make these about 6 inches, which is about an inch shorter than this rolling pin. Now, if it gets to where they don't stretch, you can let them rest for a little while and they'll do better. Now, that's about almost right. Start in the middle and go out in each direction. There's one. Looks good. Take the next one. Spread it out. Popping the bubbles in it as I go. Sticks, I'm going to get a little flour on it. I'm going to let these sit here for a little while. And we'll put a little bit more flour out just to make sure that they're not going to stick. And then we'll cover them with a clean towel and give them about half an hour to rise one more time. All right, I'm gonna set my oven to 450 degrees. Now I have a pizza stone on it, but if you don't have a pizza stone, it should work fine with a pan. Just be sure you heat the pan first. So we'll see how this works. We're gonna give it about half an hour. start cooking the first one. And now I'm going to take these and add them one at a time to my pizza stone that has been in the oven getting warm. Okay, I just put 3 of them on a pizza stone in the oven. I'm going to let them cook for 3 or 4 minutes, and then we will turn them. That's what they look like when they start cooking. Now I'm going to turn this one over. Be careful you don't pop them when you do that, which is a little difficult. Okay, so now we're going to cook them for another couple minutes, and then we'll cook the last couple. One of the problems is if your oven is not consistently heated everywhere, you're going to get a different result with each one, but it still should be workable. Okay, I'm going to take them out. Only one of them really swelled up. The others didn't. They did all right. They're going to be fine, but they're not as pretty at this point. Okay, let's turn over these. That one looks just like it's supposed to. This one didn't rise quite as much as I would have liked, but it still looks pretty good. So we're going to put that in for another couple minutes. We should be finished. Okay, these should be finished now. It's nice. That one looks good. So there we have pita bread. Homemade. Okay, here's our pita bread. Looks really good. That's going to have a nice pocket in it. They all look like they're going to have a nice pocket. We're going to let them cool for a while, and then we'll see what we got. Okay, let's take a piece of pita bread and cut it. Okay. Have a very nice pocket. It's cooked really nicely. Let's try one of the flatter ones and see if we get the same results. Yep. Nice open pocket. Suitable for stuffing with whatever kind of ingredients you want to put in it. So this is a fairly simple recipe. It's a no-knead recipe, so you don't really do much prep work to make it, but it still provides a really nice bread that you can use for your meals. You can certainly buy them at the store, but I think these taste better. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give us a like. Thank you.